Cleveland during the preseason. They struggled, but it's preseason. Doesn't matter now. Can you put it together? There's Garland. No Emmanuel quickly at the start of the second half. Let's check in with Savannah Hamilton. Sav?
I just spoke to team officials who updated me about Emmanuel Quickly's status.
Here's Yak with a left and that length Allen on the inside.
And you're starting to see this Cleveland Cavaliers team. You see Garland get all the way to the cup after a defensive effort. But
Allen back to Wade off to Mitchell. Mitchell creeps baseline. No looks a pass to a wide open Garland. He knocks it down.
That is fantastic ball movement by the Cavaliers.
Hardaway finds the cutter in Duran. Duran gives the Pistons an early 9-6 lead. Mitchell through traffic finds Garland. Garland from the corner. There is Garland has one from the left and one from the right corner here early as he's tied this ball game at 9.
Just knowing where his partner in crime, Darius Garland, was at, gets it to him.
Quick hands by Allen, knocks it away, and then Allen hits the deck. Nearly got run over by Cunningham behind the back. Garland! Got it!
He has 28. Garland to the basket, scores it off the square.
The Cavs have scored the last 8 points. They look for more. Cunningham tries to stay with Garland. He can't as Garland uses the window and gives the Cavaliers a 109-91 lead.
Thor with 4 points, 3 rebounds. He's got a block, a steal. Darius Garland too easy getting inside the paint, Drew.
they had 3 blue jerseys in the paint and allowed Mobley to get that offensive rebound.
Allen Tunis turns it over.
A timeout ball right here.
And Cleveland takes full advantage with Darius Garland.
And there was a lot of complaints, a lot of guys not really knowing the rules, a lot of coaches not knowing how to strategize offensively or defensively in the zone. So it took some time.
Garland. Tough layup for Darius Garland. He's got 20. All Cleveland. Garland giving the Cavaliers their 9th 3 of the night.
Again, the visitors are allowed to pick where they shoot first. And normally the Knicks shoot at this basket in the first half, but the Cavs, that was their choice as Garland goes in. Knicks off the mark from downtown. They've missed their first 3.
Good blocking out by Wade that time.
Garland tries. Garland hits. Himself had a good look, but hit the back of the iron.
Good
Garland.
manipulation by Garland.
And Garland, a tough floater.
Dancing with Knicks that time. Doing an excellent job right here again on the screens.
Garland spots up, knocks down a 3. That time Anunoby went in to try and help out. And the ball movement are leading to open looks.
Knicks are the second best 3-balling team in the league, 40%. So they made that last 2. Garland.
So he'll sit. Garland gets to the rim. Beautiful move from Garland. Towns has only taken 7 shots tonight as Garland answers back with a 3.
Richard Garland had been resting on the bench.
6 minutes to go.
You're featuring Garland now. Mike mentioned he's the top gun.
And banks it home. Garland very efficient tonight. 9 for. LeVert goes back door. Hart trying to stay with him. Still a slight limp. Garland hoists up the 3 and nails it. Darius Garland. Well, it was a spectacular play, negated. Garland tries another 3 and nails it. Darius Garland. Goodbye, Allen. Good play, tipping it away from Towns.
New shot clock. Ball hit the rim.
Garland comes right back with a floater.
Garland showed his full.
100 seconds to go in this first quarter. Cavs by a dozen. Garland storms to the basket and lays it in. He left Vincent in his gut.
His 3-point shot is really much better now.
Last season he was up over 40%. Darius Garland has an answer. That's triple number 8.
If one can shoot it, the other one can too.
Opening minute, second quarter. Garland is watched by Hayes. Finds an opening. Step into a 12-footer as Darius Garland makes it look easy. Battled back and rallied for victory. George Niang was a big part of that comeback.
Yes, he was.
A number of hustle plays, hit a big 3 as Garland storms down the lane and finger rolls it home. Do some damage and cut into the Cavs' lead, but this 19-point deficit is the exact deficit that they had at the half. Garland for three. He knocks it down. Cavaliers 99, Lakers 77. Cavs needed an Evan Mobley block here in Game 5 to seal the deal as Mitchell got fouled by Suggs. Suggs is hot.
How many different Cavalier players have knocked down shots, right? You're not just focusing on a key 3 or 4 guys. You've got to guard everybody on the floor.
Garland's push shot goes in.
Can't go back into that 2-3 zone off of a turnover or a missed shot, so getting some good looks.
Garland again in the mid-range. That in. Knocked away momentarily, got it back. 9 boards for Jarrett Allen now. Garland, he got it. On a 3. I mean, you know, coach, self at 3, self.
Yeah, usually you're missing your main guy and Antetokounmpo, and sometimes you play better just trying on the energy, trying to do your best.
Darius Garland cans a triple. 6 games against Indiana in the first round. Giannis missed all 6. As Okoro thought about it, Garland has a better shot, and Garland pockets the corner 3. Puts it on the floor, working on A.J. Green. Now off to Garland. Terrific ball movement by the Cavs as Garland has his head up. What a move on Jackson as he twirls and scores.
Wow. Yeah, Sam, plays very hard on the defensive end. Leads the team in charges on the floor. He can get that jumper going, man. It's automatic.
Been gone back to later in that game in previous seasons. Here, he's comfortable with the way he's been playing as Garland floats it up and in. He says, I'm going to pick my spots better.
I'm amphibious.
I'm amphibious.
Yeah, so you don't get a snorkel though.
Garland does not hesitate. Hey, knocks it down. Darius Garland has 17 efficient first half.
It's a smart basketball play. Tip the ball to where only he could get it.
There he is again. Okoro with the steal. Merrill with the pass. Garland with the finish. And the Cavaliers have taken a 13-point lead.
Excellent basketball.
2:40 remaining in a rocking Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. They're feeling it. So are the Cavaliers. Niang into the corner. Garland's there. He has another. Mitchell zigzags past Trent. With the help of an Allen screen. Garland with a teardrop. Garland now has a game-high 24.
There's nothing you can do.
Last season, Lillard was named to his 8th All-Star game. Does Garland have an answer? Yes, he does.
And make sure you have someone very close to A.J. Green when he comes across half court.
Darius Garland answers. Lillard bounces off to Portis. Portis lost the ball. Mitchell's there. Up ahead to Garland. He has Mobley. He'll lay it up and lay it in. Garland ties this game at 106. Garland pressured by Green. He'll back up. Crossed over. Green gets inside. He floats and scores. 36 this evening as Bucks have taken a 3-point lead. Garland gets loose to the basket. He puts it up and in over the outstretched arm of Lopez. And once again, Darius Garland with 36 points in his back pocket. Angles off an Allen screen. Steps back for 3. Hey! Nailed it!
To begin the game. Moving pick. Garland's free. A good look. And gets the triple. You saw it, nice side. He wants to spin and gives it away instead. Garland popping up with a triple. There you go. Points off the takeaway, and it's expanded to 5 now. LeVert will bring it in.
Darius Garland's back out there as well.
Yep. And he gets a layup. He got Javante off his feet. It'll be Garland. They've got some guards.
Yes, they do.
So when we talk about Luka and Kyrie, it's tapped around. Man, second chance opportunity. That's what happens. 11-point lead. So Darius Garland.
Davis, the youngster, and pedals Darius Garland. He'll work on Steph Curry. Use an Allen screen, does Garland. He steps back. Hey! And knocks it down. Curry, as he got knocked down. Cavs are all over the Warriors here early. Garland from long range. Hey! Knocks it down.
Darius Garland way deep in the rock.
Now the 79-42 lead. Jerome once again probes. He'll find Garland. Garland with a good pump fake. Got Wiggins in the air. He coolly drops it through and ties a franchise record with his head up. Another turnover. LeVert with the steal. Garland with the finish. The Cavaliers have held the Warriors to 16 field goals. Mitchell works on Wiggins. Finds some daylight. Allen grabs the weak side rebound, deals to Garland. Garland's all alone and makes no mistake. Here's Garland, who works on Buddy Hield. Garland shakes on Buddy, fires it up into the rafters and drops it straight through.
My goodness.
3-1-0-3 lead. There's Lindy Waters at the point of attack. Garland picked up by Anderson, kisses it high off the window. Cavaliers who have played have scored and have at least one assist.
And that's amazing, isn't it?
Garland for three.
You have to have that. If you got too many guys that talk about me, it'll never work.
Oh, how about Garland? Garland pours in 8 quick points as Darius Garland.
Again, that's what they do, and that's more like a college team, but they do it a lot.
Disruption is the name of the game as Mobley finds Garland backdoor and he lays it in.
And they're doing a good job of catching teams before they're ready to go.
Garland banks and scores. Jordy chalked it up to saying, look, last season's opener, Thomas in Brooklyn scored 36 against the Cavs. Another steal. Jerome to LeVert. Here's Garland for three. Hey! Knocks it down. Starting 5 for each club is back on the floor here. It was under 100 seconds to go in the half. Mitchell draws a double. He'll find Okoro. Okoro off to a wide open Garland. And that's what the Cavs were looking for.
Yes.
Cam Johnson now has 20 points. He's the high man in the ball game on an efficient 7 of 9 shooting from the field. Garland along 2 is through.
Yeah, I think the Cavs have a good feel now for what they want to do.
Garland tears past Thomas. He'll bank. He'll score. This crowd is in full throat once again. Schroeder looks a pass up is read gorgeously by Evan Mobley.
Boy, that was good defense there. He read that one perfect.
Garland looks to penetrate. He'll stop and nail a 15-footer as the Cavaliers have cut the Nets lead to 1. Garland keeps working and hits.
He's opting to take fewer shots and letting other guys eat. This has been a balanced Cavalier team this year.
That's been the difference this year. This is the reason why they're undefeated. Can't keep too far to pass.
Here's another reason why. Darius Garland with the steal. Williams deflected that pass. Reset for LeVert. 5 to shoot. Kick out. Deep ball. Garland got it.
If you're Kobe, you can't go too far over. You can help out as much as you can, but you got to remember the bigger Cleveland Cavaliers, 21-14, plus 7.
LeVert with help from Vucevic. Off to Wade. Garland trying to get free. On the attack. Little scoop off the glass. Garland drives, floats it, and banks it, and draws the foul.
I'll tell you what, his first step is...
Bulls hit 10 of them on 21 attempts in the first half. Very good percentage. Garland floats it in.
We're talking about that first 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly right. Personal run. Garland got free. Vucevic came over, but Giddey got beat.
Yeah, he got caught on his hip.
Garland against Vucevic on the island. Driving up. And scores off the window. What a finish by Darius Garland.
Well, the benefit of playing 5 around 0 is that there is nobody in the post to block your drive. So that was an uncontested layup. You just couldn't finish. Speaking of uncontested layup. Broad Street right down the middle of the lane in the heart of the Cavalier defense.
Needed a start like this from Kelly tonight as Garland answers right back for Cleveland.
Allen Lumpkin Jr.'s little brother Ryan actually went on to pursue the same craft as Allen Lumpkin Sr. He went to Maryland and then worked for the Wizards for a little bit. So apparently he's all okay within the family.
Family affair, Tara. Family affair. Jarrett Allen leading the Cavaliers with 9. Niang off the roll. Mitchell scoops over to Garland. Garland, the wing triple is good. The mark there, but he had a great first half. 11 points in 19 minutes to go along with 3 rebounds and a couple of steals. Mitchell the kick out to Garland. Garland into the paint. Nobody stepped in front, and the runner falls for Darius Garland. More than okay with that.
Yeah, compared to the pregame Mitchell I saw who looked locked in.
And Garland sure looked like a double dribble. No whistle.
Pretty good defense from Mitchell, absorbing that contact and then challenging that Kelly attempt.
Cavs outscoring the Sixers 12-5 so far in this third quarter. Garland.
Not an easy shot, too. Looked like it was an afterthought, but he still pulled up with confidence.
That ended a 10-0 Cavaliers run. A new career high for Jared McCain, 5 triples, and
can't draw up a play that's going to get you a better shot than that.
Cut his way through a couple of defenders. Just couldn't finish. 72-69 Cavs. Garland, tough shot off the window.
Shot up and then beats everyone to that second chance opportunity. Kelly hustling around the glass.
18 for Kelly. Garland laying it up and in. His first points of this fourth quarter.
Buckle up as the tip is won by the Cavaliers, and we are underway. John Michael, Boston Carr, and Serena Winters as Darius Garland swivels down the lane and lays it in.
Yeah, he's the one guy that gives him a lot of energy. He comes off the bench, and that's probably why, because he can get him back in the ball game.
Garland coolly drops a mid-range jumper. Cavs 22, Bulls 14. Garland was stunned that Okoro was that open. Isaac almost missed the layup.
He sure did.
Garland for 3. He's got it. Is off to a nice start. He's 5 for 6 for 11 first quarter points.
Very fundamentally sound.
Garland again. Garland comes and gets it. Why not? He's leaned on by DeSumo. Now picked up by Giddey. The shot clock's awfully low. Garland. Oh, my!
My goodness.
It's trimmed all the way down to 4. Garland hangs. Big scores and gets the roll as Darius Garland has a chance for 3. Goes to the basket, gives back to Garland. Garland puts it up, nothing called. Jerome, whoa, got Levine in the air. Garland in the corner. Oh,
find a way to make it work.
10.
Yeah, now it's time. You gotta stop, you gotta score.
Jerome works on Terry. He'll deal to Garland. Garland tiptoes baseline and finger rolls it home. Cavs have executed a 10-3 run. Garland works on Giddey. Shot clock's down to 3. Garland to the foul line. Stops, fires, and scores. 4 Cavaliers scored 22 or more points. As here's Garland. Garland lines up a 3. He makes it look easy. Grant, however, made neither. The Cavaliers ultimately won the game in overtime, a game they trailed by 14 in the fourth quarter as Garland cruises to the rim. Miller last season, first team all-rookie. Garland again, just a refined floater game.
Making them earn everything. Nothing easy on this end for the Cavaliers thus far.
Garland to the elbow. His 15-footer is true.
Yeah, he keeps that basketball dribble alive with Evan and Jarrett get every rebound.
Halfway home in the fourth. Garland fakes a 3, drives, lays it up, and lays it in. Allen 21 and 14. Garland has 18 points. He's dished out 11 assists. Garland to the basket, banks it up and banks it in. Garland saying, I don't care about individual stats right now. Garland, watched by Green. Darius Garland for the jugular. Yes! Wow.
But Boston has even upped their game from last year. They led the NBA in 3 points attempted as the Cavs score on the other end. So we started the broadcast tonight with this incredible early season matchup. We're a month into it, and it is very rare as Garland finally gets one to go after missing 9 in a row.
They need Garland to get going a little. 2 for 18, came in shooting 53%.
Well, finally gets one to go. The little floater is good.
Got to talk on those screens. Hurdle set that back screen on Evan. Got to let Evan know that's coming.
Garland, got it! We approach the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Garland from the elbow. Still, thanks again to the all the building folks. Here's Jerome.
Except for the ice.
Sends it back.
Good job.
Darius Garland. Garland picked it off cleanly and scoot into the forecourt. Garland, whoa, uses a Mobley screen. The basket, he'll float and score. Man, Davion Mitchell just got wrecked.
And now they flipped it on us. They're being much more physical with us on the defensive end. Got to execute.
Garland for 3. He's got it. What do you do, Brad, when teams start to extend that defense? We see Toronto now, about that as Davion Mitchell fires a 3. The Cavs can live with that shot selection as Okoro gets there. What do you do, Brad, when you see a team? Whoa, and here's Garland. We'll get back to this in a moment. Garland steps into a 3. Hey, knocks it down. Well, Evan Mobley sits with 8. The Cavaliers enjoy an 82-69 lead. Here's Garland. Oh, and a move on Boucher. His teardrop is through.
Wow, he just never let go of that dribble. We'll be on the road. It's going to be a tremendous test for the Cavaliers.
It's also an Emirates NBA Cup game as Darius Garland patiently works his way into the paint and floats and scores. A Mayday three by Young. It's rebounded by Allen. And now it's Garland. Garland steps back. He connects.
Wow. What a back-breaking shot right there by Darius Garland. Pushing that basketball, and I like this right here. Slow it down. You've got to take them out of their cadence.
Garland draws the foul and gets the roll as Darius Garland.
Nice job by Mobley just stopping that shot.
Mitchell right through Daniels, sprays it off to Okoro. Back to Garland. He's got it.
Good ball movement by the Cavaliers. Boy, we needed that bucket in a big way.
Trey looks for an opening, checks the shot clock. It shows 3. He'll fire a contested triple. It was defended by Allen, rebounded by Mitchell. 10-man pass finds Garland, who floats and scores. Mobley wins it. Bats it back to Garland. Garland leans into a 15-footer. 50 seconds to go. Garland floats and scores.
He had that burst in Cleveland Wednesday night. 13 points in 3 minutes to open the third quarter. Stunned the Cavaliers. Garland. Darius with his first 2. Cleveland comes in 17-2, and Garland rains a deep 3.
That's a tough shot. That's good defense. Oh, they blew an opportunity there. Long pass.
See if Garland can bail him out with the 3, and he does. Boy, he's on it early. Jarrett Allen, very good. Always has been right around that cup. Here's Trey. Stolen. Good defense by the Cavs again. Garland. And the Hawks turnovers starting to pile up. Okoro. Kind of a wild offering. Tyson gives him a second chance. Garland wiggles his way for 2. This is the #1 scoring team in the NBA, and the Hawks defense has held him to 44 points, and a good near strip by Daniels. He got it back. Garland into the clock, heaves it and throws it in. 2-for-1 opportunity here for Cleveland. Garland again. Another bomb. Back to back.
Oh, man.
Running rebound for Mitchell. Ricochet covers up the 3, and then Garland comes back and hits the sidestep. 95-77. Jalen 15, 9, and 5. Garland. Very effective in the mid-range.
Jalen a chance to get in his spot and knock down a really uncontested shot.
Garland again with a runner. Hunter waits for Garland. Mobley the screen. Darius gets in and lays it in. Timeout Atlanta.
Tried to find Okoro. We saw those fouls in the middle of the floor. They were taking away exciting fast break opportunities, and the league said we don't want that. As Garland fires and scores a long 2. Here's Karis LeVert. I've just been told.
Got a runner for that?
Yeah, production. We have people who will take care of that for you. Garland fires a 3 as we're back underway. Thursday, Nick Jokic and the Nuggets will be in town. Garland floats and scores. A teardrop by Darius Garland is true. He airmails it as Garland fought him the entire way. Mobley off to a wide open Garland. Hey, knocks it down.
That was excellent defense by Darius Garland again.
Release has given the Celtics this 76-65 lead. Garland, however, has an answer.
He's absolutely done a fantastic job. Coach Atkinson, he's very humble, doesn't look for individual awards, but you got to enjoy that one.
Allen with a terrific steal. He knocked it away from Valanciunas, and how about that laser? I have full faith that those are excellent seats. Get an excellent car, get excellent seats.
I want to see the little writing.
Garland fires a 3.
Not the big writing.
It's a 15-point lead as we pass the midway point of the second quarter. We mentioned it as Allen with a steal. Jarrett Allen knocks it away, gets it off to Dean Wade. Now it's Garland. Garland, ho-ho! What a move!
You got to make people play the way you play. You don't worry about them. You make them adjust to you, and then you just do your thing. You don't adjust to them at all, and that's kind of where the Cavaliers are at right now. They continue to do that. They're going to have a good night against this Washington. You almost need to send a guard at him to double team, even though he will pass it to your man, and your man gets the shot, but that's going to give him an easy shot.
Jokic has 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, par for the course, 2 steals. By the way, we mentioned he's top 3 in scoring, rebounding, and assists. He's also top 10 in steals, as a Garland floater is true. Dumps back to Jerome. Jerome works in on Gordon, plays through Allen. Now it's Garland who has a clean look and makes no mistake. Okoro picked up 3 fouls in the first half as Garland stops at the elbow, turns around, and casually knocks down a 15-footer. Niang, meanwhile, goes baseline. He'll find Allen. Allen off to Garland. Garland off one leg. He's got it. The Cavs are 0 for 3. The Nuggets 9 for 11 so far here this evening. Garland works on Strother, gets to the basket and scoops it in. Sorry, Brett. Westbrook knifes to the basket. He left it short as Garland stayed with him step for step.
Nice defense by Darius Garland. Westbrook's running downhill. Darius puts himself in harm's way and stops that basketball. Comes the other end and hits a big three.
In the cup, the other teams, the other 22 teams all get scheduled a pair of games. That was beautiful as Mitchell finds Darius Garland, and that should just about do it. Michael Malone wants a timeout.
That's starting position. Both sides have made some changes. We now have George Niang, veteran shooter, coming into the game. That's Garland off the window softly.
So sometimes you'll see the lead, enhanced, and that's it's just a tremendous thing to have.
Garland, what a fake as he shook Mark Williams and cruised to the basket.
Champagne problem. This team is 20-3.
Yeah, right.
Darius Garland.
Just clawing away at the Cavaliers. Cavs got to respond here in the next couple minutes. You have to.
Garland shuffles his way into a three.
Shot clock down to 3. Garland softly off the window. Folks, if you use the window, you get the benefit of the doubt.
That's a pretty shot, isn't it?
That is a cataclysmic turn of events, taking Miller out of the game and allowing Mobley to stay in. An and one possibility for Darius Garland.
Just walked him right into it.
Cleveland hadn't scored a shot from the field in 3 minutes. That goes by the wayside. Darius Garland.
Both teams playing second day of a back-to-back. Garland gets through, and the speedy point guard out of Vanderbilt gets his first score. He averages. Highsmith unable to control it, and the Heat turn it over for the second time. This is Garland. He took Hero to the basket twice in a row.
Yeah, he's explosive.
He knocks down both free throws to give the Heat a 3-point lead. Here's Garland all the way to the rim for the finish.
Oh, he's a speedster.
8:20 left, third quarter. Garland. You can see he's starting to take some ownership.
Screen assist for Bam Adebayo, setting them up there, rubbing off Mitchell.
Oh, there's Garland again. He comes back with a three.
And he got the lift that time. Get it up and over the rim.
Garland for 3. He nails it. Darius Garland with 17 points. Here's Garland. Nice finish by Darius Garland. Garland with 19 points.
His third in franchise history, one behind Alonzo Mourning. Ronnie Cycli is the franchise leader in that department as Garland floats and scores. The Cavs aren't going away.
He's now got 9 games in a row with at least 5 assists. Garland over Rozier. Garland is untouchable right now.
Multiple efforts by the Cavs, that time down on the defensive end. Garland draws another foul. He puts it up and in. And Darius Garland has a chance for the three-point play. Here's Allen. Allen, high post, fades away. Missed it. That ball didn't hit the rim. Garland's going to have to fire here. He beats the clock and nails a three. Chris Middleton's return has been a big deal as well. Wow, that was a big break for the Cavs. That ball was headed out of bounds. It careened off Coulibaly. It came right to Merrill. Garland for 3. He's got it. Mitchell will dance into the forecourt. Stop. Wade bats it back out. Allen's there. Now it's Garland. Garland fakes the 3. He'll use the window and get fouled as Darius Garland has a chance for the three-point play. Mitchell wheels on Champagne. He goes to LeVert. Harrington fell around the horn. Garland for 3. Hey! Knocks it down. 90 seconds to go. Garland feeds Okoro, gets it back, slices, lays it up, and lays it in.
Garland against Keon Johnson, 6 to shoot, 7-0 lead for Brooklyn. Garland switches hands, tosses it up, it's good, and 1. Darius Garland with a chance at a three-point play. LeVert, the former net, is in, kick it out. Garland, ball fake. Garland beats the shot clock and nails it with a floater. Okoro. Garland's a threat from anywhere, including there. Ephus for 3. getting out rebounded 16-8. Swing. Allen back out for Garland. He'll fire and hit a three.
From a big man's perspective, that can't be a lob either, can it, Brad?
No.
That's got to get there in a hurry.
You got to get it there in a hurry.
Garland, mid-range. Cavs 12, Bucks 6. Garland takes the skip pass from LeVert, closed down upon by Giannis. Garland to the basket, gets his own rebound and floats it in.
Great job by Darius, not giving up on that play.
Cavs have not allowed a single second chance point here in this first half. They've been crashing that glass as Garland nails a three.
Big time shot by Darius Garland. Taj Jerome caught that ball right in the middle of the lane. Lopez does a good job. He's one of those guys that he's not a great leaper, but he's big. Oh man, he blocks and offers a lot of shots.
Finds a lane, deals to Wade. Wade got Jackson on a flyby. Back to Mobley, off to Garland, got it!
Boy, that's great ball movement again. You hear me talk about that all the time.
He's deep in the coffin corner and he can't shoot it. Mitchell's right on him and Mitchell took it away. Mitchell ahead to Garland. Garland stops, Garland fires, Garland nails it. He was guarded by Dean Wade. Wade was terrific last night against Giannis Antetokounmpo. So was Jarrett Allen. And here goes Darius Garland to work. He gets in the paint. He gets the roll, and he gets the Cavaliers on the board. He's into the ball game as well. All right, here's Garland. He'll work on Martin. Got Martin on a flyby. Hoist a three. That's true.
Boy, tough shot. Good defense by Martin, but better offense by Darius Garland.
In the weekend, they saw a big win last night.
We don't have the same time schedule.
Darius Garland nails a three. He has 10 in this first half. Now Mobley. Mobley through a double around the horn. Garland's open. Again, the ball movement's on display, and it results in a Garland three. Points. Garland has 13. Evan Mobley 12 as Garland works around George, goes to the basket, lays it high off the window, and gives the Cavaliers a 68-55 lead. Cavaliers have forced 12 big Sixer turnovers. Here's Mitchell working out of the corner. He'll skip one off the Wade, around the horn to Garland. He's got it. Boy, the Cavaliers have drilled 13 threes, and Nick 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Garland works right around Yabusele. He'll kiss it off the window. Garland.
3 quarters. That's play really hard, play smart. Limit the turnovers and get good quality opportunities.
Garland steps back. He is at 5 shots in a row. That time Yabusele was the victim. Back to Garland. Garland fakes a three. He penetrates, drops to LeVert. LeVert puts it on the floor. Garland replaces him and nails a three.
Wow, what tremendous ball movement. And draw those defenders. You saw it right there. Got a wide open shot grab.
There's Sam Merrill. He pokes it away from Sexton. He finds a trailer. It's Garland who puts it up and in and draws the foul. Eventually batted off to Mitchell. Mitchell fires a three. Merrill's there. Sam curls at the corner and the Cavs reset. Garland for three. Got it.
Oh, there's Garland. Jarrett's going to have to set a big base on him and really box him out. Oh, he got pulled by him.
Garland right past the big Kessler.
They come talking, walking, had chocolate on their face. I don't want that to him. Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
Garland knifes inside. He'll teardrop and score. Darius Garland.
That's just talk show stuff. That means nothing. Nobody cares.
Garland from guess who? Donovan Mitchell sets him up. Darius Garland produces, and we're tied at 52. Here's Mitchell. He'll direct traffic. 5 seconds to go. Now Garland. Garland for three. Hey! Knocks it down.
What a shot. My goodness, that was beautiful.
What a steal by Merrill. Up ahead to Garland. Garland in towards Sexton. Puts it up and puts it in.
Nice job.
108 lead. Garland works on Kessler. Kessler's been out here forever tonight. And Garland works around him. Got him in the air and drops it through.
Oh, there was a mismatch happening right there.
Pretty good job by an undergraduate in there teaching that class.
Next, Strus has come on. Now Garland. Garland over the top, and he drops it in. Just his last 6. Now Garland. Inside, floats it up and in.
Murray just saying get it the edge on him, if you will. DeAndre rolling. Just Jarrett Allen never really commits.
Agreed. Garland lay it up and in.
See what he does.
Team's 4th. Nice deflection. Nuggets can't come up with it. Garland for 3.
This will drive coach is absolutely crazy. Things you don't put in the picture book.
68-55. Garland with a runner, and he hits.
Doesn't get the call.
Nuggets have had some big third quarters this season. Nobody's stopping.
I said you got to make the free throws.
Garland is in the lane. Score it.
The guards really are getting downhill.
So the Nuggets within 12. Garland with the floater, got it.
Did good, and then he.
There you have Garland knocks it in.
At 16 against the Suns. Mitchell on the kick out, and Garland bottoming the three.
You got to use your quickness against some of this size.
Snap. This has not had the range from three. They've all been on line, but 0 for 3. See Garland's quickness. He was fouled on the drive, flips it in, and an opportunity for a three-point play.
Up their level on that side. Not last game. the Denver Nuggets scored 135. They're trying to get back to it.
Garland bottom to 3. Oh my goodness. But if you're looking to spring an upset, the shorter you make the game, the better off you are. Garland in, out, up, and good. Another opportunity. Wiggins 3. That's an air ball. Oh man.
They got to convert some of these around the rim.
This is going to be a layup the other end.
That's a goaltending.
Had 4 chances to score.
Just sitting there around the basket. Someone else drives in, pump fakes, draws his man.
Oh goodness. The throw backwards leads to a turnover and a layup. Garland rejected the screen. Then Allen, the decision maker, towards the end, driving on the baseline. Here's Garland 3. They are fun to watch. Stats, nice move around the angle, flipping it up and off iron. Garland coming back to lay it up and in and draw the foul.
One team's finishing well right now, the other team isn't. Because I'll watch it. All those sports documentaries are awesome.
How about the comeback one, the Red Sox and the Yankees?
I watched that one. That was really good.
Darius Garland putting that up and in. Garland getting down the lane and flipping it up and in. I mean, where would you assess
how they freed up LeBron on that play, but he was wide open.
But they bring it right out of the net and come down and score.
And he's showing how defenses are at a disadvantage. If you have any kind of a handle, you can go by people.
Launched from downtown, and it's Darius Garland. Start from the field is long forgotten. He's now 3 for 8.
Well, again,
he's got to play some defense. We're nearly halfway through the third. Garland for 3. What a rainbow. They're going to be in Dallas again in a couple of nights. Garland all the way to score. Garland all the way to score.
Who has a lot in his cover.
Big screen by Niang. Garland with it. A heave and a hit by Darius Garland. Weathering a storm. There's been an 18-point second quarter by Mobley. Dallas went down by 18. They're back within 11, but Garland with the basket for the Cavaliers.
Tough basket.
There's a Euro step in the paint. Darius Garland, if you go back to the late second quarter, there's a good plan.
Yeah, you know.
Garland able to break down the defense and finish on a scoop to the hoop.
And the other thing about Cleveland, they're very intelligent basketball team. They feed the hot guy. They don't go away from him.
Allen softens up the defense. That screen gives a path for Garland to drive.
He's learning to lead more and more. I think he's starting to understand, you have all these talking heads and these pundits, all they talk about is how much somebody scores. That means you're a star if you score. That's not true.
Shooting career highs across the board. Here he is with the basketball as Garland gets inside. Is that refined floater game. Get this, Brad, over his last 5 games. I agree with the sentiment. Happy for the Buckeyes.
Good job, Buckeyes. Brian Day's done an excellent job. We're going to win it all.
Garland down the lane. He'll put it up and in. Under 3 to go in the second quarter. Garland draws a double. LeVert back to Garland. Garland in toward LaMelo. He'll fire an 18-footer. I tell you what, Darius LeVert gave that ball back to Darius Garland. He said, go get him back.
Stay healthy until April.
Mitchell, top of the key, off to Garland. Garland hesitates, nestles inside. He'll kiss it off the window and give the Cavaliers the 69-54 lead.
Got to get those defensive rebounds.
Max Strus checks in. He plays catch with Garland up top.
A little bit of a zone here by the Hornets.
Garland fires over it. That's the way you do it.
Him too, Evan Mobley.
Mobley runs the floor, feeds LeVert, back to Niang. Niang got it slapped away by Miller. Garland's the open man. Hey, knocks it down. They can complete business here today. They'll come in with a 10-game winning streak, and Darius Garland
tips it but right to Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell goes at Jalen Williams, kicks it out in the corner. Garland's three, back-to-back threes to start. He's going to average a double-double and shoot over 60% from the field. Garland, high off the glass, took a shot, knocked it down. Okoro lines it up. Jarrett Allen, another rebound. Garland races to the corner and nails the three. Timeout OKC. Cavs a 15-game winning streak for OKC. Garland off the bounce. The floater's up, good, and a foul. And if that's on Hartenstein, that's going to be his fourth. Nope. All year.
Yeah.
All year. Garland again. His floater's up and good. And a whistle and a foul. Won't go Mobley with the rebound. Hartenstein 0 for 10 from 3 on the season. Garland drives, left-handed. Garland pulls back, 7 on the 24. Garland the drive, it's up, it's good! Timeout OKC, it's a 7-point lead.
Both Allen and Mobley put on a show last night as Garland gets inside. He'll float it up and in.
You don't get the pick.
Went to Chicago.
That's all right. He went to Chicago, Cleveland.
Sure, he went back to Miami. As Garland strolls down the lane, and we approach the midway point of the opening quarter. The Cavalier lead is 14-13. Cavs have Allen, Garland, Wade, Jerome, and Strus on the floor as Garland cruises down the right alley. He got right around Shed, and he lays it in. The Raptors moved their top player from the previous few seasons, Pascal Siakam, to Indy for a package highlighted by Bruce Brown and 3 firsts as Garland, he lays it up and in.
Because they know at the end of the day, and we make fun of them driving, but they know you cannot get away with easy shots in the paint, so got to shoot the 3.
Garland had Dick leaning the wrong way. Darius Garland with an electrifying move. So many judge playing a good game on box score alone.
Oh, points. How many points do you score? Well, y'all, you played great. You're a great player because you averaged 25 points. That's not true.
Hitting 5 threes. Garland looks to shake around Shed. Does so. Garland right down the lane. He lays it in. Garland, Strus, Allen, Jerome, and Niang. Garland for 3. Got it. Garland has a team-high 24.
Grabs the rebound. Garland on the attack. Garland by Walter.
Garland guarded by Davion Mitchell. Deals back to Mobley. Mobley puts it on the floor. Cavs are late in the shot clock. Garland says it does not matter.
Yeah, big shot by Darius Garland. Good 2-man game with Evan.
Burl has 13 points. He's grabbed 5 rebounds. He's also dished out 5 assists as the big man. Garland tracks right around Pirtle, kisses it off the window, and Garland now has 31. Strus will badger Scotty Barnes. He was able to knock it away from Barnes. Here goes Garland skipping into the forecourt. Garland lays it up and lays it in. That was a strange play as Barnes just quit.
Kind of jack him up a little bit, not let him get behind you if you're Dean Wade.
Garland races right around Barnes as Darius Garland has been unstoppable here in this second half. Garland works on Barnes. Stunner steps back, and buries a 3!
Wow.
A haymaker by Darius Garland! Mitchell checks the shot clock and shows 6. It worked like Nembhard, crossed him over, floats it up. He got knocked down. Allen eventually gets there. Back it goes to Garland. He's open. He fires. He nails it. Strus to the foul line. A wheel one off to Garland. Garland leans. He got it. That's a tough shot as Garland was drifting to his right. Ended up toward Isaac Okoro in the corner. Great job. Great fan base here for both of those clubs as well. Back to Garland late in the shot clock. Hey! Knocks it down.
going in and really putting the mindset to what needs to be done to make changes. And these guys are very coachable, and that's why you see such big runs in the third quarter.
Holding the Pacers to only 40 first-half points. Garland takes his time. Siakam was leading the wrong way. A brilliant move by Darius Garland. Pacers 98, Cavaliers 80. Allen goes to Garland. Garland fires after he shed Mathurin. The Cavs trail by 15. Garland. First down the lane, he puts it up and in and draws the foul, and Darius Garland has a chance for three.
Cavaliers from three-point range shooting 43%. Pacers shooting 44%. High-level game going on here as Garland shows it, then goes to the basket. Even if the Cavs win this tip, and they do win it, and Garland goes to work, and Garland able to lay it in.
Donovan Mitchell specifically told me they had issues in the third quarter in the last 3 games, and guys, I looked it up. It was actually, they lost the last 5 3-quarters.
Nembhard just taking right over where Halliburton left off.
Mathurin is a handful right now. He's got 3 steals. Garland for 3, open and hits it. He rattles one in. And no Darius Garland back on the floor to start this fourth quarter. He came back on the floor a little hobbled, fake pass, and lays it in. Obi Toppin, one of the great leapers in the game. Garland just faked him out of his shoes, and Garland is fouled. Cavs by 7 with the ball here. 5.5 to go. Garland off the glass and scores. Mathurin's got 10 in the quarter. Everybody getting a touch here. Mitchell sets up Garland. Cash. Beautiful ball movement by the Cavs. Cavs are going to go to 34-5 as Garland lays it in. Garland with 24 points.
Multiple guys stepping up and making plays on offense.
Garland coming off another assist. He's climbing the Cavs board. He takes it himself this time.
Nice little hesitation right there.
Cleveland needing a burst here. It's been all Oklahoma City thus far. The second half of the first quarter as Garland hits again.
The small ball action of the Thunder. See if that works.
Garland for 3. Got it. 5-trip down the floor for Darius Garland. Karis LeVert. Wiggins is with him step for step. LeVert can't shake him. Garland drives, tough shot, got it. Up and over SGA.
What was tough, you can't double team him with the shooters out there on the floor.
Garland drops.
And right now, this Cavaliers team, they average 13 turnovers a game. They have 12. There's a layup, another scoring opportunity there by Garland, but
game's easy right now for the Thunder. Garland in transition. We got to count that one.
The defense in pick-and-roll game by being a threat to score and also getting into the paint and helping out Rudy as Darius gets into the rim as well. At elite level right now in the NBA.
Spoke too soon on Ant. 2 triples. That's Garland with the 3 of his own. Again, they're doing the right things, just missing easy looks. Darius Garland. Boom.
Another triple 3.
My goodness. No foul call. It's just a play on. Garland wants 3. Got it. Mitchell lost it. Got it out to Dean Wade. Hand off to Garland. Tapped over to Niang. Garland for 3. No good. Another offensive board. Garland penetrating off window for 2. Out to Jerome. Jerome inside. Toss out to Garland. Garland just inside the elbow. Swish.
Tyler as well, yeah.
He said broadening his horizons has helped him out a great deal. Darius Garland. So good, another 3.
Came off the bench with 21 points and 11 rebounds. They were a plus 22 in his 29 minutes. He had to make a decision there, and his decision was fade back underneath.
Well, those
gentlemen were extra effective in Minnesota 2 nights ago off the Cavalier bench. Once again, Darius Garland nestles his way into that Suns defense and floats it home. 4 minutes in, second quarter. Cavs by 4. Garland peers off an Allen screen, and that is all the room he needed. Garland hangs in the air. He'll deal off to Jalen Tyson. Back it goes to Garland. John Michael, Brad Doherty, and Serena Winters, thanks so much for joining us for this Monday matinee as Garland steps back and buries a 3. Garland is picked up by Dunn. Dunn was picked 28th overall in the most recent draft. Max Strus, meanwhile, finds Ty Jerome. Thompson, Niang, and Jerome have entered. Garland scoops it up and scoops it in. Garland with the left hand tore right around Bradley Beal.
Against Jalen Duren the other day, he basically didn't get him on the move too often.
And once he moved him, you saw him have a level of success, and then it's even tough to double team. And we talked about it in the open, Craig.
6 times. Continue to discuss that as tonight unfolds. As Darius Garland, meanwhile, kisses it off the window. He has 5 early points.
Craig, weren't you born in Ohio?
I was. Cuyahoga Falls, Akron area, so me and LeBron.
Then Chris Hollins. Allen jumped out to guard him a little different.
Garland had it knocked away, and the Rockets just sat there and watched it, and Garland picked it up and scored it.
That's what every team does. And, you know, been so great individually that we set screens, and we talked about the playmaking of Garland.
Rocket got a piece of it, probably Şengün. Here's Wade to Garland, and he makes the 3.
I'm telling you, man, they shoot the basketball extremely well. That is tough.
Fred played really well against the Cavs last year. Wade gets his own miss. Rockets back up 10. Here comes Garland, the ball fake, the shot, and the make. There's another turnover. It's been a problem. And then 2 more points off of it. We just got through talking about it.
See if the Rockets can get out in transition. They need some life, need some energy.
Garland turns the corner, scoops and scores. Cleveland by 1. So the free throw, the 2 threes by Van Vliet have righted the ship for Houston. Garland, they back off of him, leave him wide open.
It's the last guy you want to leave open.
Our concern in the NBA this season, no surprise.
No, and it's because Garland, listen, Mitchell's always been really, really good. I thought last year this guy, Garland, struggled a little bit. Struggling no more.
That is just too easy. 12-10, Garland and the Cavs with the lead here in the first. Off the window, and Garland rattles it in.
Good luck with everything.
Backpack.
We're all behind you. Don't let us down.
Garland keeping his dribble, weaving his way through the Sixers defense. Again, Cavaliers first in the East, 36-7 on the season. Your Sixers, meanwhile, looking to snap a 7-game slide. Garland, that was too easy for them.
Yeah, and I just don't know what you do there. We talked about Wade and how big he is as a defender. He's taller than PG. PG able to knock that down over his outstretched arms. This dude.
Garland rattles in the floater, and Garland's starting to heat up. And while we were showing you that, Paul George knocking down a 3 to start out this second half for your Sixers, and putting the Sixers within striking distance, as they say it was a long 2 from PG. Lead the Cavs bench.
Sixers have done a good job of also limiting them to just 1 shot. They had 14 second chance opportunities in the first quarter as Garland knocks down a 3.
62-60 Sixers late in that second quarter. Garland gets past his defender. Garland with 20. Rainbow 3 falls through, make it 23 for DG. Hopefully that doesn't come back to matter. Strus out to Mitchell. Garland with plenty of space in the corner. And that is 3-pointer number 23, tying their season high.
You can already feel the intensity in this building as Thompson, he forgot the ball. Out strolls Mitchell. He has Garland. There it goes. He lays it in. This season, 3rd. As here's Garland. Brooks is a strong on-ball defender as Garland ducks under green. Missed it. The putback, however, is good.
With Darius Garland knocking that ball over to keep it alive, rebound-wise. Max hustling over to get it. That's the way you get possession.
How about that move by Garland? He turned Eason inside out. Garland, guarded by Brooks. Gets right past him, reverses and scores. Wow, Brooks is a plus perimeter defender. Garland uses an Allen screen. Got a half step on Brooks and returns fire.
Nice job, Darius Garland. That little teardrop floater.
Garland wants it. Garland eventually gets it. He'll shake on Green right to the basket. He floats and scores. Darius Garland now has a team-high 14. Mobley grabs the loose ball. That's what you were looking for, Brett.
Exactly right. Now let's come down here and get the shot we want.
That works too.
That works every time.
Into Garland. They're joined by Mitchell, Thompson, and Mobley. Tristan comes up, buys a screen on Van Vliet. Gave Garland space, and Garland makes no mistake.
Put his teammates in good position to get a good shot.
Garland works on Tate, stops, pops, hits.
Or he can take a good shot.
Before the teams went down the stretch, the Rockets won a wild one by one as Garland steps back, nails a triple overall back in 2021. Garland floats and Garland scores. Darius here tonight. Shooting threes this season at only 34%, way below average as Garland once again gets inside. Up there as well. Van Vliet keeps that dribble, got into the paint and got stripped. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell has Garland. He lays it up. He lays it in. And that will do it here tonight. Your final score, Rockets 135, Cavaliers 131.
Defensively being in the position to rebound, now you come run your offense. Don't give up those 50-50 balls or second chance opportunities.
Garland with an inside-out move. He had Beasley leading the wrong way.
Guy's a winner.
Garland between the circles, works on the youngster in Holland. They'll swivel his way to the foul line and coolly knock down a 15-footer.
Guys looking to shoot the basketball coming off the screen. Craig's a big body that can defend very well, along with Jalen Tyson.
Garland draws the foul. Boy, he waited forever to shoot that basketball. He got Sasser leaning. Jerome has 15 off that Cavalier bench. He had a career-high 33 just a couple of nights ago in Philly as Garland works on Fontecchio, and he scoops and scores. Tyson bothered by Cunningham. Dribbles underneath, comes off to Garland. Garland tiptoes baseline. He too is on the carousel. Garland way up top. I don't know if he was trying to find Allen or
I think he was
teardropping it home. Tyson bothered by Cunningham. Dribbles underneath, comes off to Garland. Garland tiptoes baseline. He too is on the carousel. Garland way up top. I don't know if he was trying to find Allen or
I think he was
teardropping it home. Job well done.
Yeah, both of those guys did a good job, gave us some good minutes. Valuable part of the night's success.
It's Darius Garland time. You just get that sense here early in the fourth quarter. Mitchell to inbound. He'll find Jarrett Allen. Allen hands off and finds Garland. Garland, he's got it.
Oh, I'm telling you, John,
it's been a relatively clean game.
It has. I'm really surprised. I thought that physicality would be much higher.
Garland, got it. Darius Garland has 22 points.
Yeah, leading the league in assists at over 11 a game, a career high.
Darius Garland,
which we just saw. He's got deep range and he's an outstanding passer.
Garland will let it fly once again. Darius Garland coming out banging away from three-point range. Clint Capella not available for the Hawks either. He's not even with the team here tonight. Back spasms for Capella. I just wonder what the Hawks will do as Garland with an acrobatic shot.
Ty Jerome had a game recently where he made all 8 of his threes and scored over 30.
Around and down it goes for Darius Garland.
But he's going to get many more opportunities on the offensive end.
Let's hope he can stay healthy. He's been dealing with an adductor strain on the left side. And did not play on Tuesday as Darius Garland, who put up 10 in the first quarter. Cavs lead by 11, 6.5 to go in the first half. Darius Garland, little floater is good.
Darius Garland's got it going tonight. Well, and that's exactly the shot. The pass came from the other side, but exactly the shot DeAndre Hunter had to beat Houston the other night and couldn't get it.
23 points from Rizachet. As we send it over to Nabil.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Mike Bray, the assistant coach for the Atlanta Hawks, at the half about Zachary Rizachet, and he said,
And he's made some tough shots inside. That was a tough finish off the short roll. Cleveland wanted a push off on that, but difficult finish, and he got it to go.
Garland scores. Jarrett Allen might have got away with a travel. There was a deflection there. Jerome. Garland for three. Got it.
Might have the best backcourt in the NBA considering they're both all-stars. I asked Darius how that partnership has grown, and he told me Donovan has become like his big brother.
The previous play, he hacked him like 5 times on the arm, karate chopping him.
Garland steps into the corner and nails a three. Garland shot that ball up into the rafters. Oregon State, just a great story, his road to the NBA as Garland works on Exum and buries another three. Quarterbacking this team, he's been productive in the scoring department as well as that Klay Thompson three does not go. 12-7 is the early Cavalier lead. Here's Garland again. Does he have a third? Yes, he does. The uglier the game, the more it would benefit the visitors.
Absolutely. Transition
Garland
becomes your friend.
Yeah, Garland somehow weaved his way inside, and the Cavaliers have jumped out.
They give that ball to Jarrett, man. He just flushes that thing home with a great angular pass from Jordan.
He also altered that Dinwiddie effort as Garland down the lane. He'll float it up and in.
You want to be a professional athlete, and it can happen, but you've got to be willing to pay the price, and everything comes at a cost. And that young man just moves differently, shoots it differently.
Even against Mobley, a former first-team all-defense guy. Garland floater.
Derek White has the most blocks at the guard position since the 17-18 season, his rookie year. Under a minute to play. Cavaliers down by 9. Garland, step back three. He's got it, and a foul!
And what's crazy, the game has evolved so much. Porzingis has made 64 three-pointers this season, as Garland has a nice little teardrop. But
they come in averaging 12.8 per game. Garland gets a piece, and that's a turnover. Mitchell ahead. Garland by himself for 2.
Now starting to put together consecutive.
Garland, not wrong. LeVert, one-on-one with Tatum. Get Garland a touch. Garland hangs and hits. The angle off the glass for Garland at 5.7 per game. So the best numbers he's ever put up: assists and rebounds, 8.9. Garland splashes in a three.
LeVert to the basket, missed on the double clutch. Long rebound to Garland. Garland from the baseline just floats it up and fills it up. That's enough, says J.B. Bickerstaff. He'll take a timeout.
I like the fact that he can play with his back to the basket, or he can face up and create a shot for himself.
Garland inside, corkscrew, double clutch, scoop, and score. Out of the Cleveland timeout, let's see what the Cavaliers do. Darius Garland got a screen from Jarrett Allen and tripled.
Isaiah Stewart, and I understand what he's thinking with Allen.
And they're within 3. Garland, topside gunning, it goes.
That thing never left line, did it?
He had it right on line. It backs up against Beasley, clock at 10. Garland to the basket for a scoop and score. And now the Cavs are up. Knocked everybody out of the way. Gives it up to Mobley. Now Garland in front with an up fake, and the glass hoop, it's good. J.B. Bickerstaff calls a timeout.
And the clock is not a factor right now, but this possession right now is very important for the Pistons yet again on the defense.
Garland for 3. Wow. And that is through. 5 seconds left. Niang.
No foul.
Garland. Garland from midcourt. Wow! What are you going to do about that?
Cavaliers have already committed 3 turnovers as Donovan Mitchell barely scrapes the front rim. Garland, Cash. Well, you'll love this, Megan. After the game, I'm walking to the bus to get out of town, and I see Bub and his father there. And I told the rookie, I said, who's picking up the check on that technical? I said, somebody's got to pay for Rashawn doing the bidding. Is Darius Garland.
coming off the bench, being that sixth guy, having to provide scoring night in, night out is extremely tough to be consistent. He's doing it.
Washington up 2, 3:40 to go, and now the game's tied after that drive by Garland. It's Mobley going one-on-one against Keyshawn. Spins. Keyshawn trying to stay down. Here comes the help. Which frees up Garland. He cashes out a 3. Garland to Allen, back to Garland. Floater inside the paint.
And don't look at the score. They're playing their hearts out tonight. New roster, a couple changes to the roster, new starting lineup, new guys with different roles. Now, can you close? Bilal Coulibaly has been
roll for the second straight game. Garland. More inside offense for the wine and gold. The Wizards made a lot of moves before the trade deadline. Short-handed, but competing against the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Anthony Edwards has missed his first 5 shots. Garland finds some open space, twirls, fires, and gives the Cavaliers a 13-0 lead. Scored 30 points and grabbed 10 rebounds. They come from behind victory over Portland as Garland nails a 3.
If a guy can make shots out there, you got to let him take them and live with it.
Here's Mitchell again as he outraces Clark to the ball. Now Garland got it.
No layups. You don't give up layups if you're the Cavaliers. That's twice they've given them up easy.
Speaking of layups, Garland sneaks his way inside Alexander Walker. Garland over the timeline, met by Alexander Walker. He'll work around an Allen screen and can a 3.
Good defense by Sam Merrill, giving Edwards a little bit of a resistance there. Didn't just give him an easy shot because Edwards is bigger.
Garland for 3. Boy, is that a deflating shot.
Too strong. Strus lead pass to Garland. Crossover. And Garland gets right to the iron.
We'll talk about Hunter. They got the best player in the trade.
Those 4 games, and look at the Cavaliers. 27-11. In fact, Kenny Atkinson as Garland slices through. Looking for RJ. I have one for you, and we're seeing it with the NHL now. Maybe you go to like a 4, make it instead of the 4 teams that they decided on. This is all part of it. You get a W last night, and then you come back home. You take on first place Cavaliers team. Garland 13 for 26 from the field, 7 to 17 from 3. And Garland with a reverse layup. September the 20th. Here's Garland. And a 3-pointer. That's going to be the 11th made 3. And shot good for Garland. Garland tonight.
Often comes down to defense being because you're making shots.
Garland a little teardrop. Talks about Mitchell being an all-star. Garland an all-star this year as well.
I think that's what you've also, though, and I know it always hasn't been perfect, but from Keon Johnson, just things seeming to slow down for him.
Garland spins into a jumper. Anyway, the projection was correct.
Yeah.
Jarrett Allen has absolutely turned into that as Garland lays it in.
Brought this out, a big part of it, especially as they finish off this quarter, is going to be turnovers.
Claxton short. These teams a combined 9 for 36 from 3 in the first half. Garland connects. Johnson to the corner. Wilson can't hit. Rebound, Jerome. Here comes Cleveland, looking to jump back in front. Garland, he got it.
And Darius Garland, that offense is powerful at the Cavaliers. And then they're getting every rebound on the defensive end.
Sharp, that's blocked by Allen. Oh, what a rejection. The Cavs have off at a 9-0 run. Here comes Garland. Garland gets inside, got bumped, and he floats it in.
7 points in the first, and Mobley again disruptive. Wasn't ready for the basketball. Still able to collect it. Garland, you bet. Garland finds the cutter. Merrill right back to Garland. And Garland will serve it in with no resistance.
By Jerome as well. Oh, nice hesitation. Garland sneaks inside, able to bank it in. Richard, when you get down, gets smacked like this to start.
he's not a floor spacer like Al Horford. He's not a floor spacer like Porzingis. So that gives him an opportunity to really defend in that paint, as you see Garland knock down the little floater.
Now for the first half of it, 10. Cooled down after that incredible start. Garland shake and bake. White stays right with him. Oh, what a play from Garland. 1:20 left here in the first half. Mitchell finds Garland. Garland, plenty of room. Nails the three-pointer. Still Celtics back up 14. Cavs looking to storm back. They were down 22 first half. Cut it to 2 at one point. Garland gets inside. He is so good finishing around the rim.
You can switch with him across 5 positions and he'll stay in front.
Oh, Garland. Shake and bake. Left-handed throws it up and in. Darius Garland. 5 minutes remaining.
Celtics in a zone. They're trying to switch it up.
Garland, long three. It's good. Darius Garland, his second three-pointer. Garland searching for an opening. Shot clock at 8. Garland against Hauser again. Garland shake and bake, two-pointer. Got it! Darius Garland. Tatum tried to bank that one, too. Here comes Garland. Spin, gets away from Tatum. Layup is good. So crafty with the ball.
Simon's jab steps. Allen pushing to the baseline right into Hunter, and that was really well done as Mobley plucks the rebound out of the air. He'll hit Garland. Garland for 3. It's good.
Provided some protection. Cavaliers by 1. Garland works off the Allen screen, snakes it to the left side of the lane, and
ended up with that little right-hand shooter off the glass.
Sharp trying to find Jerome after he got cut off by Mobley. Jerome with the steal. Garland's open. There it is. Garland is picked up by Simons, now by Banton. Gets a half step on Banton. He throws on the brakes and banks it in. That is an unbelievable move to accelerate.
Starts the night 7.5 in front of Boston for the #1 seed. Garland trying to put the moves on Terry and gets the bounce. Mitchell's 2 for 7, so 2 for 19 from the starting backcourt so far from Cleveland. Horton Tucker just kind of let Garland get loose. He's had a couple of different lower body injuries this year. He's got 14 points to lead all scorers tonight. What has been a 26-point bench effort for the Bulls. There's a 3 for Garland. If you just saw the look on his face. Cavaliers have made 7 of their last 8 shots, trying to close the quarter strong. Garland 4 on 3, and 2.
There was back-to-back threes. They had Jeremy Sokan being the point guard, and Pop said enough of that experience. Bring Jones out there with Garland, and he's starting to heat up now. Well, that's deep.
Garland, it's a 14-0 Cavalier Cavalanche.
Wow. Even with Jarrett Allen.
Be interested to see how they play he and Mobley together down the stretch. Garland, there's a finish.
Playing without 3 starters again here tonight. Mitchell around the world. Strus, one more to Garland. Baseline 3 is pure. Donovan Mitchell back out to Garland. Perpetual movement offensively, and it pays off. Miami, the one thing that you can always count on is they will give you maximum effort.
Well, it's only been like that for 25 years. It's only been like that for 25 years.
Eventually by 22. Goes here with 5 on the shot clock.
Threw it right to Garland. It's a runaway.
Rozier. He elevates and didn't draw iron. Back and forth we go. Garland with a 3. Got it.
Big Nurk working against Jarrett Allen. Couple of dribbles. Man out of room. Darius Garland. 3-pointer for Garland. Well, Darius Garland hadn't shot 50% or better in the last 5 games. What's wrong? Well, he's shooting real well right now. He is 2 for 2 from behind the arc. He's got 6 points. He has just tied Marvin Williams on the Hornets all-time list.
That's how you got to score against the Cavs. They're a good D. You got to get that 50-50 ball.
Darius Garland not only hits the 3, but he blows kisses. That was the team with Dennis Schroeder and Al Horford and Kyle Korver and Jeff Teague. They ran up to a great regular season, didn't have a great postseason. Darius Garland up and in. What's going to be important for Cleveland?
After watching his team miss 3 straight 3-point field goals, he decides to get the points in the paint.
Garland, money.
Giannis is going to do what he does. Dame is doing what he does. The highest scoring duo in the game.
Garland is a blur. On to DeCompo. Through traffic. Can't hit. Cavaliers racing the other way. 2-on-1. Garland for 2.
Smart play by Garland. But he's the first big to make over 1,000 threes. And so when you consider he was an absolute back to the basket.
Teardrop from Garland.
Allen sends it back up top. Strus right back inside. Mobley's there. Out to Garland for 3. Darius Garland opens the scoring. Claxton was beat up and out of breath. The Cavs grinded out a victory in Brooklyn over the Nets. The first game after the break as Garland nestles his way inside. Williams could not get the roll. Allen grabs his 5th rebound. The Cavs run. Garland stops. Hey, knocks it down. Cracked down by Porter, who has just re-entered. Skips one over to Garland. Garland dances right past Williams. He'll lay it up and in. By Day'Ron Sharpe. We'll set the lineups for you in just a moment. As Garland reads that feed intended for Thomas. Garland's out here with Okoro, Mobley, Merrill, and Wade to open the 4th. Garland's open. Hey! Knocks it down, and the Cavaliers are back within 5.
My goodness.
Nets 88, Cavs 81. Garland looks to shed Martin, and does.
Nice move by Darius Garland, a little drop step. Because it's tough defense, and they're making tough shots.
Okoro was right there. What a move that was by Darius Garland. He felt the leading Martin. Here's Johnson, 3-point game. Garland off the steal with numbers. Garland accelerates and banks it in. Keon Johnson bounces to Claxton. Claxton put it on the floor. He almost got stripped by Allen. Okoro makes the steal. Mobley ahead to Garland. The Cavs are on the run. He took a check from Wilson. Garland inside. He lays it in. And it will be the 11th series sweep of an opponent. Meanwhile, here's Darius Garland. What a move as Garland moves laterally. Here comes Garland in a hurry off the inbounds pass. He'll lay it up and lay it in. What a fake by Garland. It throws Claxton for just an instant. And Garland gives the Cavaliers a 2-possession lead once again.
I think Vince Williams Jr. knew that he was wide open at that time, but you don't fault that shot by BC, and then Garland able to get all the way to the basket. And it had Garland jumping from the backside, so he had to go to that side of the rim to finish.
Garland, ball fake, banks it in over Huff. Grizzlies within a dozen. They trailed by as many as 18. Garland deep.
On the offensive end.
Morant draws a crowd to dump down. Stolen by Allen. Garland, full head of steam, elbow jumper. As so often happens, the offensive player goes down. There's going to be a whistle. Garland hits the 3. Timeout. Cavaliers their largest lead of the game. And with 5 minutes remaining, the Grizzlies find themselves down 19.
Cade Cunningham proving to everybody.
Garland, that counts. Cavaliers struggled with Brooklyn. No struggle tonight. Garland from a long range. 20 for Garland. Taylor Jenkins calls time.
2 7-footers in the paint with rim protection. Only one here today, and you see early Wendell Carter taking advantage.
Boy, great footwork by Darius Garland to get that little shot to go.
These guys around him now to have their best years offensively.
Garland, one of those guys with the ball right now against Joseph. Snatch back dribble. Boy, there's sweet. He got a deep bag, and it's Gucci. Wow.
To Banchero, followed by Wagner, and now Jalen Suggs shut down for the season.
Garland raises up. Tough shot off the window. Banchero off to a 1-for-3 start. Garland weaving behind the screen. Float game is pure.
And shot the gap, gets an easy 2.
Garland with the cross. Inside. Quick reverse for the score. Wagner picks up Garland. 3, good. And a kiss to the crowd from Darius Garland.
Flash from the weak side, got the shot that they wanted, it just spun out.
Garland got downhill and laid it home. Darius Garland snaps that 8-0 run. 3 of the ball game.
Use that jab step to get Max Strus to reach.
Yep. Check that, Tim. That's his 3rd 3, and there's another one by Garland.
Numbers are great before he is out there every single game doing what he can to help his team. He gets 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. That's 3 for 3 from above the arc for the Cavaliers.
Cleveland will attack now. They like coming at you in transition, putting it on the floor.
Garland, the step back 3, holds the finish and watches it splash down. 10 made threes for the Cavaliers.
Move, the defender will buy him, and then Harden gave it right back to him.
Garland, good from the nail, knocks it down. And Darius Garland with 10. 9:20 to play in the 3rd. Garland in attack mode, getting into that painted area and able to float it in. Garland now with a dozen. Protect the paint at all costs here for the Clippers. Dunn plays more limited minutes, but you need him on the floor as long as you can have him. There's the 4th on Dunn, and send Garland to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Because eventually his arm will get in there and spike it.
Garland, he's shifty. High up the window and in. What a play by Garland. 17 for him.
Oso only played 7 minutes when these two clubs met back in Cleveland. I'm not sure the Cavs recognize it. Jerome finally does. Kicks it to Garland. Lets it fly with 1 second on the shot clock. Durant sees that 3-ball spin out. Garland racing down the floor. Moves on the attack, and it's an 11-2 run, and Cleveland moves in front. And look at this Cleveland team, and Kenny Atkinson has played, he's gone 10 deep pretty much all season long. As Garland able to navigate inside, but they don't have a single player in double figures. Inside rebound activity, tapped out, controlled by Mitchell. Garland on the crossover, glides inside for the finish.
Yes.
23 feet away from the rim, right? That time Mobley wins that one-on-one battle. Garland racing down the floor.
Now to get into the offense. You can't just wait to the last second. See, that's
on the turnover up the floor to Garland, racing to the basket. Boy, you know who he is. Offensive glass work, Garland.
Coming off the bench, he's embraced that role well. The starters got to do their job, but bench points are going to be really important. Looks good, doesn't it?
Sure does. Jarrett Allen, the rebound off the miss, front court. Talk about speed. Right there, you saw the burst off the left wing. He'll take the 3. Rebound, Mobley, another triple on the way, good. He's got a good rotation and a good release. Everything seems to be 80% coming up short.
Well, Coach Evan Brass has worked with him on his rhythm on that shot.
Who has made at least 2 3-point shots in each of the last 5 games, longest streak of his young career.
Darius Garland puts on the brakes and pirouettes into a fader.
Show and go.
Curls off the screen, the pass, grabbed by Mobley. Ankle high, swinging over here to Garland. Lean in Hopper, got it, a teardrop from Garland along the baseline.
That was the right move. They just need him to finish that.
Garland out of backcourt, averaging 21 a game and nearly 7 assists, and another teardrop of beauty for Garland.
That's behind what he just did there. Just did not have the execution on the pass.
Garland breaking down the perimeter and into the paint where he sends up a high bank.
And in a game like this, it is vital because if he can be respected out on the perimeter, now you get Allen and Mobley out there a little bit to have to defend. It opens some things up. Here's Garland.
Batted by Kamara, but into the hands of Hunter. They recycle it in the corner. And a standstill triple and a smooch to the crowd. Darius Garland. Rookie had a lot to tell you tonight before the game.
Well, he did. So before the game also, of course, as you guys know, Coach Phillips always talks to the media, and he brought up the fact that Emoni has been working very hard on his three-pointer over the past offseason.
9 to shoot. Hunter, a 3 up, no. And the rebound comes right to Okoro, driving into the lane with a finger roll and a teardrop is Garland. Garland up top, Kamara trying to squeeze through that screen. Garland into the lane, off the dribble, scoops and scores. Yeah.
Cavaliers' #1 record in the East. Garland with it. Puts Kamara in his hip pocket, then turns, fades, and fires. Darius Garland in full command. He's got 25. Here's Garland the other way. A three. Steered it up. No. Rebound grabbed inside by Allen. Over to Garland looking for the capper, and he nails a three. 3 minutes left, and the Cavaliers lead by 12.
I mean, you got to dig in. You got to be a little nastier out there. You don't give up dribble drives. If anything, give up a hard foul. Don't make it easy.
Darius Garland has an answer. Spent the last 5.5 seasons in Sacramento. Garland stops and fires over Wesley. He knocks it down. Off to an open Strus, who fires. Vassell tipped at it. Strus got it back. Big play. Garland for three. Hey! Knocks it down. Late in the fourth quarter.
Cavaliers just took the ball from Chris Paul. Just knocked him around and took it from him.
Garland for the win.
The long gun goes. It's 15-12. Garland backs up to the wing. His triple right down the middle. Garland with the basketball for the Cavs. Okoro screens. Garland stops on the wing, fires and fills it up. All net on that shot. 3:48 to play in the first half. And another splashdown gun for Darius Garland. This one from 3.
Always under control. Sees it, plays at his pace. Hard to speed him up.
A leaner on the other end. Garland hooks the pass into the paint to Mobley. He is triple teamed, and the Pistons take it away. Asar Thompson took his pass too hot. Picked up outside by Garland, and he banked it in.
Wow.
Rebound, Javonte Green. Darius Garland.
When's the last time Cleveland got a bucket? Well, they just broke a long drought, at least 4 minutes without a bucket.
Cavaliers have in the hands of Dean Wade. Now deep right to Garland for a long gun that goes.
Oh.
That was way, way, way behind the long line.
Mobley with a near steal. It turned into a Jones three-point miss. Garland nestles his way inside. He floats and scores. Hunter working on Harden. Tipped out by Allen. Second chance. Hunter launches a three. Merrill tracked down and saved his Strus. Well done. Garland with a pump fake. Sidesteps done. Hey! Knocks it down.
Clippers have an opportunity to take a peek at that shot clock. They were swarming so hard trying to keep that ball below the line of the backboard. Did a good job.
Darius Garland from long range. Garland heads left, steps back right, and floats over Donovan.
Yeah, nice job by Darius getting into the middle of the floor. That's what he does the best.
As Allen pries it away, now it's Garland on the run. He'll curl and slow and give to Allen. Garland gets it back. Garland one-handed, he floats and scores. Darius Garland with a critical bucket down the stretch.
And the Knicks have a 10-point lead. Garland, the floater. He has perfected that floater.
It sure is. It is one of the most dangerous parts of his arsenal. I mean, a lot of these, it feels like the defender is not in the zip code to start.
9 assists on their 9 field goals. Garland finds his spot, nails his three-pointer.
I don't like that, Mike.
That's pretty darn close. Greg Porter's come on in for Cleveland. Garland with another floater. That's good. 7 points for Garland. Lead back to 10. He's got 6 points already here in the third. And going up against Allen and Mobley, 2 terrific defensive players. Garland knocks down the jumper. A demon.
A demon.
And for those who are under 40, Curly Neal was a great globetrotter. As Garland floats it up and in. Josh Hart with timely buckets. Garland, another floater. Garland with 13. Knicks had 60 points in the first half against a good Cavs defense. They have 30 points here in the second half. Cavs defense have turned it up a couple of notches. Garland backs it home. Nice soft play from Darius Garland. His second field goal in the second half. Clearly the Knicks running out of some gas. The Cavaliers and the pressure they put on defensively, a big part of that. Garland finding his way.
It's a beautiful hesitation crossover right over the top of Max Strus.
Mitchell has to move it. Garland hits it, and the hot shooting start continues.
You might charge right through 4 or 5 defenders next time with the ball.
Garland, the floater is good. Big bucket from Garland. San Antonio cuts the deficit to 10. Been down by as many as 23. Three-point shooting has been great tonight for Cleveland. That continues.
So Cavalier shuts me down. Makes me take out the trash.
Good morning.
Dishes.
You're not the man.
Yeah.
Garland, just as you said, the Spurs were doing a good job.
I just round to the highest number anyway, so it's next one's 100%.
What was that one? Garland stepping back. Another three, and timeout Mitch Johnson. The Cavs are 6 for 6.
Chip off the old block. His dad was one heck of a player as well.
Sabonis was All-NBA third team each of the last 2 years as Garland tears inside. He left Keon Ellis behind. Ellis, does he have another three? Not this time. The weak side rebound is grabbed by Hunter as Hunter pried it away from Lyles. Garland's open. Garland fires, and Garland scores. Levine now has 29. That's a game high. Jerome, by the way, has 20 off the bench in 22 minutes in his return to the lineup as Garland works inside. Boy, that's that refined floater game. Kings have found a handful of threes here in this fourth quarter as Garland wanders inside. He'll lay it up and in. He's picked up by Okoro. Now it's Williams. Williams tried to bounce off the Smith. It was read by Allen. Mobley got his hands on it. Okoro leaks out. Okoro tried to throw it down. Uh-oh, he's down as Isaac as Garland got the loose ball. Garland inside out on Buzelis. Now with tags. He'll float it up. Allen in traffic. Grabs the loose ball. Returns it to Garland, who nails a three.
Great hustle by Jarrett Allen.
Buzelis played for NBA G League Ignite, that club. Instead of going the collegiate route, as Darius Garland has an answer. He buries a triple. Isaac Okoro.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Here's Garland. Garland opens for three. Carter was closing, but not quickly enough as Darius Garland missed a three for about a 10-minute stretch. And they said, yeah, we're sold. Garland on cue.
Wow. Just like that.
That's a tough two-man action to stop. Nice job by the Bulls getting a good start here in the third quarter.
Garland, boy, he picks up right where he left off in the second.
Eventually the ball goes into Collins. Collins tried to muscle back through Okoro. Okoro fought him, and then Garland read the pass, picked it off, floats it up, and floats it in.
Boy, great defense by Isaac Okoro.
They have basically put the Suns in a world of hurt.
They have.
Suns with that massive payroll. Listen, near miracle occurs. They're going to be on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Mobley knocks it away from Collins as here's Strus. Strus back to Garland. Garland for three. Hey! Knocks it down.
Boy, tremendous concentration by Darius Garland. No, you do not shoot over the defensive player of the year in Evan Mobley.
Garland again!
That time was forced to shoot it, able to get it down.
And the Knicks already 5 assists. 5 different players have scored. Garland, a little shake and bake, and banks it home. Minnesota, didn't they just lose the game when they were up by 24 and up by 24 in the fourth?
Oh, were they giving continuation? Yeah.
Yep, counted and won. You know what? I think it was lost in the fire, but I remember that one.
Yeah, they did a couple on me, I think.
As Bridges counted out a foul. Mikal Bridges could move to the back. He takes pride in that streak, and that's not easy in today's NBA. And everybody in load management and rest games as Garland hits that. Rhythm-wise as well in the playoffs. Brunson with the deflection right back to Garland. Goes right at Mitchell Robinson and scores.
And they come up with the 3-ball.
Garland searching. Goes inside again off the glass. Beautiful scoop shot. You get the feeling, not just Tom Thibodeau, but the players. As Garland, another layup, lays it up and in, and the game is tied. And he's only 6'1".
There he goes again.
Floats it up, shot's good, and the Cavs have their first lead since the opening minutes.
So, good shot that time in the corner.
Garland, a 3. That's good! Darius Garland lighting it up. Strus is open.
Garland wants Brunson.
Garland gets inside. Layup is good. What a shot from Garland.
Improvise.
The Heat on a small run here after the timeout. Donovan Mitchell attacking. Garland, fake floater, good.
He's the focal point. He's going to have to take advantage of mismatches.
Garland against Hero. Boy, covered a lot of real estate. Working awfully hard going glass.
Jarrett Allen's rim protection. Let's talk about his switchability. Being able to get on the perimeter and guard a guard. Garland taking the reins on the offensive end. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Can the Heat get their defense recalibrated? Garland, and the Cavs are carving them up from deep. Mitchell left open, transition three, and just can't seem to get that three ball going. Offensive rebound, and that is Garland lighting the lamp from deep.
And then also the twos to unlock the catch and shoot threes.
So much balance with what they do offensively as Garland shows his mid-range game.
Height on that floater. Ware cleaned it up nice.
And once again, Miami showing the fight has made them famous. Garland, boy, the little hezzy. Takes over the reins of the offense with Mitchell on the bench. Garland, the sees part into the paint, regathers and hits. Holy cow.
I don't know about this well.
Unbelievable. Garland, that's a three.
Finds it open, Mitchell. Mitchell comes out of the corner, stumbled, pump fakes, taps it back to Garland, who beats the clock, and buries a three! A haymaker by Darius Garland down the stretch here in the fourth. Garland works on Davion Mitchell, passed on to Tyler Hero. Garland steps back, launches into the rafters, and drops it straight through.
I agree. He had to guard some bigger guys, and they try to get him in mismatches, take advantage of Darius's lack of size, and he just manned up.
What a shot by Garland off one leg over the newly inserted Haywood Highsmith. Spin it all the way back to Garland, and the Cavs reset with the shot clock now at 8. Garland works on Jovic. Looks to cross him over. Garland fires. Got it! Wow. Oh, what a myriad of moves. 3 triples. The Cavs wore Hero down in game 1. Hero had 21 points, but only 4 after the break as Garland with that refined floater game has a Hunter's watched by the cagey Highsmith. Hunter stumbles, gives to Allen, back to Garland. Garland fakes a three, shifts left, and buries a triple.
Boy, he's done that all season long and right on into the playoffs.
Mitchell to inbound. Jovic tried to fight Hero, broken up by Strus. Here comes Donovan Mitchell. He'll kill some clock here. Mitchell goes all the way, missed it. Garland follows and puts the game away.
You can get another one on him and get him out of the game because they know how dangerous he can be off the bench.
Garland connects on a three. Meanwhile, Garland, we'll see how he navigates his second quarter with those 3 personals. Garland navigated well there.
In which, without that length on the floor, no Jarrett Allen and 2 bigs on the floor right now gives an opportunity for Siakam to pick up those second chance points.
Garland buries the 3.
And the other issue is that the Cavs don't look like they're a very confident team right now.
Darius Garland, big shot for Cleveland.
And their fans are being treated to one of the best halves we've seen them have in the postseason.
Darius Garland. Shot clock at 4. Garland has to work quickly. Underneath, boy, pretty left-handed scoop as he worked against Turner underneath. McConnell's got 6 points and 5 assists. Here comes Garland trying to pick up some of the scoring slack now without Mitchell for this franchise tonight.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job of understanding how to build around their best player. That's the key. I mean, they've got great personnel to complement. But this Cavs team has not played the way we saw them play during the regular season.
Darius Garland going glass. So inside the 5-minute mark left in the quarter. Garland working against McConnell. Gets a screen, pulls up, mid-range J. So sweet from Garland.
How about 3 triples here in this second quarter? And you can just see the different energy level here from the Pacers. He's got an advantage matchup-wise for the Cavs.
Boy, if anyone told us that Garland and Mitchell would shoot 5 of 21 in the first half and lead.
How about getting an offensive rebound?
Here comes Garland, scoop and layup, got it!